All right, everybody. Joining me today is Yvette from Browns and Bougie. This is a new podcast. You're going to be able to check it out on YouTube, right here on YouTube. And you can also check her out. She's got her @ handle there above her head. Yvette.
Oh.
There it is. Yes. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
You're very welcome. And so first thing I want to ask you about, the big news of the day is the new Browns elf logo that's on the 50-yard line. Give me your thoughts on the elf.
Well, all I know is that we won a game on Sunday. So anything that's going on right now, I'm just going to roll with it. So I'm all about the elf. The elf is fire. I think the elf is badass. I love the elf. Go elf.
Everything I wear is elf. I don't have the stiff arm elf yet. You know, the newish kind of elf, which is like, I guess one of the original elves. The 50-yard line one. That was the one I voted for, by the way. I don't know if you saw the poll, but I voted for that one too.
Yeah.
But I got a new elf hat. I'm rocking the elf everywhere. I personally feel like it's time to, retire the dog stuff, retire the helmet, and move forward like all things elf.
Yeah, it's kind of like a new rebirthing of the Browns anyways this year, I think a lot has changed, and we're just kind of like shedding new skin, and I guess we're elves. We're elves.
We're brownie
I'm all
elves.
about it. I love my elf hats. I love my elf gear.
Yeah, I'm rocking elf stuff left and right. And when I grew up, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, I guess you could say, and it was just like everything was a helmet. It was just brown helmet. That was it, which is fine. But, after a while, it is nice to kind of have a logo now. And I think that's kind of like the whole vibe that we're running with.
Exactly. I mean, now that now Juju can do a TikTok on an elf.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if hopefully we never see that guy in Cleveland again. But
I don't think he's gonna catch any balls anyways.
Well, I mean, after the week he had last week, I don't know if Pat Mahomes is gonna be thrown in the ball that often.
As long as he keeps throwing into Travis Kelce, I'm okay with that because I picked up those two in my fantasy leagues and almost everything. So,
nice.
I've never had Pat Mahomes in fantasy before, so this is my first year of having him, and now I see why everyone loves having him. I was down, and I'm like, oh, come on, I just need him to have a day, and he had a day. So,
I mean, that's basically Pat Mahomes every week in my experience. I unfortunately have Matt Stafford and had a disaster first week, but
what a trash pick. It's the first week. I know. It's the first week. It's the first week.
Hey, things happen in fantasy football first week. Are you going to be attending any of the games this year in Cleveland, or are you watching from home?
I think I'm gonna try to attend more than I usually do. I'm tailgating this Sunday. I'm so excited. I love tailgating, the home opener, so I'll be going to that one. But when I like to watch the games at home, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'd rather watch the games at home, but it's so fun to go to a few games to feel that energy in the stadium. There's nothing better than that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree 100%. I prefer the comfort of the air conditioning, my own food, water, beer, everything in my home experience here watching the games with the DirecTV NFL ticket, all that kind of stuff. But you're right. It is something about being there live and being around other Browns fans and high-fiving people you've never met and will never see again when something awesome happens. The energy, it's all about.
Yes.
What's your prediction for the Jets game, the home opener? Do you have a score prediction for us?
I always predict the Browns are going to win, even the seasons that we didn't win a game, I would still say the Browns are going to win. I don't know. I'm just because I don't know. We'll say 27-24.
All right, so it's gonna be they're gonna score on us.
Yeah, because it has to be like if your heart's not beating till it's almost gonna pound out of your chest. Are you watching a Browns game?
Yeah, it's really not the Browns unless something like that. Everything is a nail biter. If for some reason it has to be that way.
It has to be. That's what even like last game. Like in the fourth quarter, I was like telling myself, "Oh my God, not again."
Yeah, no. So, did you think at the end of the Panthers game that we were going to actually have a chance to come back and kick a almost 60-yard field goal to win the game? Did you have faith in us at the end?
No. lie, but I was ready for like, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to like feel that way when it came down to that. The story in my head, I just seen it play. Like, no, they came back after that, and everyone's gonna be like, "Ha! You thought you were gonna win, but guess what? You didn't." And then, but it didn't happen that way. So yeah, I even like. I'm just gonna be completely honest. Then I never ever do this. I changed the channel.
Oh my! You turned it off. You didn't even see the kick.
Something that my dad used to do that I hated. And I'm like, why would you do that?
Even after the Cincinnati game a couple years ago, where Baker drove us down at the end and threw the touchdown to DPJ, whenever you still turning Browns game off within 2 minutes.
That's the first time I've ever turned. That's my first Browns turn off.
Wow. So then, how did you find out we won?
I went back on really quickly. So
did you see the kick in real time, or did you find out after he made the kick?
I can't lie because I already
somebody's gonna know.
Yeah, I mean, I already told the story, so I seen it after because I was scared and I turned it up. I just couldn't take. I was so like, no, not again, not today. So.
You know what? I'm sure you're not the only one. Let's be honest out here. I mean, I wasn't feeling great. I in my pregame show, I was talking to the audience and I was saying, I'm going to have a much better year. I'm not going to let it upset me. I'm not going to get all emotional about the Browns. And then at the end, when Baker drove him down, got the field goal to put him up, the old sinking feeling in my heart started baking back in. And it crept in there, and the rage was building. And then because I'm also not used to a quarterback being able to drive us down and even put us in a position to try to win a game at the end. It's always like, well, we flounder out at the 50-yard line. But the fact that he did, and then he made it, and then everything going on this week with Cade York, how he's become just this hero of Cleveland. I mean, what are your thoughts on the big leg? Leg Erie, they're calling him. Like, what are your thoughts on Cade York? Even though you didn't see it live, will you ever turn it off again?
No, I think I learned my lesson.
I think you did.
Yeah, it was just so emotional. It's been an emotional roller coaster, especially since I've been supporting. I've never stopped supporting the Browns, and I took a beating for that. So and it was just, how it is when you're huge fan in your heart, you're just like, you want to see something happen so bad, and I just didn't want to be disappointed. Yeah, so that's horrible. But Cade York, that's my kicker. I'm so excited, so great. Then I always thought like that a kicker was important, so I never understood why people thought it wasn't anyways, like when they drafted him, because a kicker, just think if we had him, how many games we could have won last year or anything. But kicker is a very important position, except for in fantasy football. In fantasy football, who cares about the kicker? But anyways, in real life football,
they score points.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Yeah.
Well, I wish you the absolute best of luck with the new podcast on YouTube. I will try to help you out as best I can, push some audience your way, the little audience we do have here. But we have a small but mighty fan base here at Brownie Postgame. And I hope it goes exceptionally well.
Just like your new logo. The elf.
The elf.
Mighty.
We are the elf. That is.
Does he have blades on his? Does he really have blades on his, like Wolverine blades on his hand?
I didn't hear. Is that the stiff arm guy? The one who's doing this? Or this guy?
Yeah, on our 50-yard line. Yeah.
You know what? You're the first person who kind of pointed that out. Now that I mentioned, I did see a tweet where somebody was like kind of highlighting the hands.
Yeah, me too. That's what. But I didn't like take it that time to really get into it. I was just wondering. But I did kind of see it too. I'm like, that is a little. Do we? Like, I'll have to look into it. Scroll in.
All right. Well, Yvette.
Well, anyways, if we do, then Wolverine. Here we are.
Hey, I'll take
X-Men.
it. The X Browns.
Yes.
All right, Yvette.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming on the show, and I certainly appreciate you coming out here. Again, best of luck with the new venture, the new podcast, the new YouTube channel, all that kind of fun stuff. And have a good time this weekend. If we happen to bump into you, I'll look out and I'll say there she is. I know that. I know her.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. All right, everybody.
Go
Thanks
Browns!
for watching. Go Browns.